Hi, folks. Over the last few weeks, we've had a number of storms, and I'm sure there's going to be more coming, and next winter's going to be the same. And people are now thinking about their backup power and a solution for that. And they're looking at things like generators, wind turbines, and solar energy, solar panels, or solar system to power the house if the power goes down, if the grid power goes down. Now, over the last few weeks, I've been looking at different kinds of generators, and I watched an install as well a few weeks ago. And I'm thinking down the road that I'm going to be looking at getting a generator in. Now, I know I have a couple of solar panels which got destroyed with Storm Dara, and I'll have to rebuild that system, but it's not going to be powerful enough to power most of the things in my house. So I think from a cost point of view and a power point of view, it's going to have to be a generator. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about generators. I've been looking at these over the last few weeks, just researching them, and I actually watched an installation of a generator. And obviously, it's important to choose the right one because they can be expensive. So this video is just going to go through a few bits and pieces, a few clips, a few photos, showing you different types and talking about it. So you can kind of make up your mind whether you want to go down the road of getting the generator, and if you want to get the bits and pieces installed that you will need for a generator. So let's look at the basics first, and always remember that if you're buying a branded generator like say Honda, which are they're good generators, but you're going to be paying for the brand and the name. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so on with the slides. I'm going to give you two solutions. The basic option where you purchase a generator, leave it outside your home and have minimum emergency power, or the fully blown installed version. So there's going to be two different versions here. Also keep in mind that there are two types of generators, petrol and diesel. I personally prefer diesel as diesel has a longer lifespan, especially if you're keeping a jerry can full of diesel in your shed for a long period of time. So the first basic version is the standalone generator where you have this outside your back door and maybe you have a power cable attached to it running into your house to power some items like a TV, laptop, mobile phone chargers, etc. This is the cheapest option, but may be okay for a few hours. But what if the power is down for a few days, like the last storm that we had, Ewan? Well, that will take something a bit more advanced and a bit bigger in the price tag. First and foremost, before you run out and start buying a generator, the first thing you need to do is install a transfer switch. A transfer switch allows you to switch from your incoming main supply to a zero position, which is required by law, making sure there's no power, and then to position 2, which will be your backup option like a generator. This is required by law, and you will need a transfer or changeover switch installed if you're going to use your generator. Without this, you will not be able to power the items in your house. I know there are auto transfer switches which will automatically switch to the generator when there is no power, but research has led me to think that these do not really work and can fail. And in the time of an emergency, you will really need to make sure that the item is working. So a manual switch might be the best solution. As mentioned earlier, your budget is going to dictate the size and type of generator you're going to get. For example, a 5.5 kilowatt generator will be able to power most things in your house except your cooker and your power shower. These two take too much power, and 5.5 kilowatts is just not enough for both of them. If you purchase a 15 kilowatt generator, for example, then you could use your cooker and your power shower, but the cost of a 15 kilowatt generator is out of most people's budget. Remember, the generator is for emergencies, so hopefully the mains power will not be down for long. So for personal hygiene, you may have a bat instead. For cooking, you may buy a cheap gas camping cooker, which I have done and have used on previous power outages. Once you purchase a generator, you have to think about the location and how it will be wired back to the mains fuse board. This all has to be done by a qualified electrician, as it is complicated and dangerous and not for beginners. You also have to think about an enclosure for your generator, as the noise of the generator running, especially at night, might annoy the neighbours. This soundproofing enclosure will also have to have an extractor fan to remove the fumes created by the generator. Is the enclosure necessary? Well, it depends on where you live. If you live in the country and your distance to your neighbour is a mile away or half a mile away, then you shouldn't have a problem. So assuming you have your generator, your enclosure with a vent, all wiring completed and fused correctly to your mains fuse board along with your transfer switch, you should be good to go. At this moment in time, a 5.5 kilowatt solution with transfer switch, wiring and enclosure would cost you about 3,500 to 4,000 euros, give or take. If you can build the enclosure yourself and soundproof it, this will cut down on the cost. This generator solution works out to be a lot cheaper than a fully blown solar system. However, in a crisis, people will be packing the garages to fuel their cars and generators. So you should always make sure that you have at least 2 jerry cans of diesel available to keep you going initially. If you have no diesel, you have no power. With solar, on the other hand, there's always going to be sunshine, or what we might call sunshine in Ireland. So there you go, folks. A few slides just about generators and the installation of generators. It's not comprehensive by any means. It just gives you an overview of what you might need to think about if you are going down the road of a generator. If you have a basic generator that you just want immediate power that you can leave outside your kitchen door or utility room door and run a cable in to power your laptop or your mobile phone, that's fine. That's going to be the cheapest solution. But if you really want more of a permanent solution and guarantee that you can run your house from, or most of the things in your house except the cooker and the power shower, then I would recommend getting a bigger system. But obviously that's going to cost more money, obviously. If you have any questions about what you've just seen and I can answer the question, send me an email. And if you like the video, subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Take care. Catch you later. Bye bye.